Let's talk about conjugation. English doesn't really have much conjugation, so this might be a foreign concept to you, but it is actually a very common feature in languages around the world. With some practice you will get used to it. Verbs change according to the subject of the sentence. You take the stem of the verb and add a certain ending to it to adjust it to the subject. The stem of a verb in English is identical to the verb itself. In German, it's generally what's left when you remove the e and n at the end of the infinitive. For reference, let's see how it works in English first. We'll take the verb to see as an example. I see, you see, he, she, or it sees, we see, you see, they see. Notice that the only time the stem gets an ending is in the third person singular, where we add an s. In German, there's an ending for each of them. Most verbs are regular and follow a simple pattern. For the pronoun ich, you add an e. For the pronoun du, you add s and t. For the pronouns er, sie, es, you add a t. For the pronoun wir, you add an en. For the pronoun ihr, you add a t. And for the pronoun sie, you add an e and n. Sie and sie are spelled and pronounced the same, but are different words. In general, it's always clear by the context of the sentence which one is meant, so don't get too hung up on that, since in English you have the you, which is the you singular, and the you plural, and it is still always clear which one is meant. So let's try the conjugation with two examples. Spielen. To get the stem of the verb, we remove the e and n to reveal Spiel. Now we add the endings to it to conjugate based on the subject. Ich spiele. Du spielst. Er, sie, es spielt. Wir spielen. Ihr spielt. Sie spielen. Let's try it with the word schwimmen. We remove the en and get schwimm and add the endings to that stem. Ich schwimme, du schwimmst, er, sie, es schwimmt, wir schwimmen, ihr schwimmt, sie schwimmen. Now, as we've said before, the general rule about verbs in German is that they end with en in the infinitive. This is helpful in two ways. One, you can always recognize that it is a verb, which might help you understand a sentence that you otherwise wouldn't have. And two, if you remove the en and look at the stem of the word, you will often see that it is very similar to an English verb. This is of course because German and English are related languages and share a common ancestor. Here are three examples. Try to conjugate these verbs and also try to make some educated guesses about what they could mean in English based on what we've learned. Not all verbs work like this. Some verbs are irregular and some additional rules apply. We will discuss these in the next video. Thanks for watching and subscribe to learn German.